Habkeinename, take it away.
Just taking the cam a little bit down, because on stream it actually looks a little bit very high if you just see my head. Yeah, welcome dear guys. Name is German guy Habkeinename here, and I'm going to bring Evoland to you today. We're on Evoland the Legendary Edition. Legendary Edition is a remade version of the game that continues both Evoland 1 and 2. We're just interested in Evoland 1 today. And on my side we have the lovely Zatura, the current world record holder of the game.
Hello.
And yeah, he will assist me throughout some parts of the game where I really have to focus, like the very beginning. So while we do that, we're gonna count in. Time actually doesn't start when I press start here. Time starts a little bit delayed, so I'm gonna count in. It's gonna be about 3 seconds after I press start. So yeah, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. And Zatura, please take it away.
Okay, your layout's a little messed up. Sorry.
It is. Should we fix it? I mean, we got time. Oh yeah, it is a little bit to the side. When did that happen? How did that happen? Huh. That is kind of weird. That is kind of very weird. Actually not seeing where this is coming from. Let's see... about this... This is awkward. This is very awkward. Because on my OBS it looked fine. Don't really know why on layout here it's not anymore. A little bit more left. Tiny bit more tinier. That should do about the trick. And if it doesn't, then screw it, it's good enough. Awkward. Let's wait till... Okay, yeah, this is about as good as it will get. I'm sorry for that, but we don't want to waste too much time on that, I guess. Maybe tech can do something on their end as well. Alright, let's restart then. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so welcome to Evoland. Evoland is a very special RPG, because it isn't your standard RPG. You can see Habkeinename pick up several chests, and these chests evolve the game, instead of giving items. So for example here he does get an item like the sword, but the next item will unlock monsters for him. Many chests will also be skipped in this run. They are not needed in this run, just to save time. But he'll also unlock some graphical stuff like the 16-bit colors, which make the game look a little bit nicer. Another thing to note for the very start of the run is his health, because he currently lives on 1 HP, so everything can kill him instantly. So he'll just take his time with the monsters, especially the bats, because they have free movement and Habkeinename doesn't. But he'll unlock that now, so he can also move freely through the world. Another thing you'll note in just a second is that the game doesn't stick to one kind of RPG. The game will also evolve in style, so throughout the run you will see many different styles inspired by various games.
Alright, didn't die in the first zone, that's always a good sign for me in a marathon run. And yeah, welcome to the Final Fantasy / Chrono Trigger style, where we have turn-based combat, and a 12th of second hand of course. In order to progress the game a little on, we will need to collect some money to buy stuff. In order for that to happen, we need to kill 3 enemies on this in this area. There are slimes, there are these little birds called Emote. They have a little bit more health and deal a bit more damage. And they can spawn in different packs from 1 to 3 enemies. So 2 single encounters, not exactly great. Let's look for double encounters so we have it over. And Amok Slime is not exactly what I want to see after already having one, but it's a marathon run. PB run would reset at this point already because just engaging new combats and the bad enemies in them would already eat up like 20-30 seconds. Moving on,
Yeah,
next area.
Yeah, so another thing is that you can kill the slimes instantly if you get a 12 damage roll, but those are very unlikely to happen.
Yeah, basically damage is random, as in most games in that, or inside a certain barrier, and the 12 damage at this point would have been max damage roll. So we kill the knights over here and unlock a village that suddenly gets built here, but the city has some pretty mean people. They're all adults and they're just like, yeah kid, go play. So we just run into here, eat a weird looking seed, and suddenly we're an adult. So the other adults will, will talk to us with respect and stuff now, and we're actually also allowed to buy stuff in the shops. But first we of course need the allowance to invade people's privacy with enter houses, and we need to unlock the shop. Picking up a little bit extra money here that's lying conveniently next to where we have to go. Buying more equipment, so now we're allowed to continue through the area. Normally here on the bridge on the right there would be a barrel and a man that's standing next to it if we would have picked up the NPC chest, telling us we're way under geared for what's to come and we should come back when we're geared. We did gear and now we're having a forced fight. There is a unconscious little girl on the ground getting attacked by some moles. So as the hero we are, of course, we go on, kill those moles, save her life. And she's gonna be super grateful for us and forces us to take her with us. Her name is Carrot. She can heal and basically do nothing else right now. Name option for us, we're called Clink. The name is a mix of two names. Which two names we'll see. Cave. Very annoying place. Random encounters are very annoying here. We have snakes that have high evasion that we are able to kill in one hit if we just get a damage roll that's high enough. That was an unlucky fight. We get experience points, which could become important if we see two more snakes to maybe level up a little earlier. I'm gonna pick to heal here for safety. There is another snake. Can I get a 15 or higher? That is a 15 or higher. That is one snake killed, allowing us to, maybe if we get another one, get a level up before the boss, grazing our chance on the 2 cycle. Also, first glitch of the game, menu walk. We triggered a cutscene by stepping on that switch and opened the menu as the switch went down, allowing us to open a menu, walk while the cutscene was playing, which we normally shouldn't, and as the cutscene ended I opened the menu again to do a little glitch a little later on. Meanwhile, we walked into the boss room and we're actually looking very nice for 1 cycle here if the damage rolls work. So this is Kafka's Ghost. He's a reference to Final Fantasy VI's main villain, as well as as Final Fantasy VI's tutorial boss, the snail in the mine, as he has a invulnerability state that indicates him by him turning blue. Well, if we were to attack him now, he would take very strongly reduced damage and counter with a strong lightning attack. And the damage rolls are looking promising. We might be able to kill him before the second invulnerability phase, which is what I like to call a 1 cycle. Good damage variation. He didn't just stick to 1 last attack, and he goes down. 1 cycle.
Oh, actually got it.
Actually got it. So in the background right now, we touch the magic crystal, and it turns the world from 2D into 3D, which you might not be able to see, but you will in a second. We will pick up this chest here that contains life potions or notes. Yeah, the menu makes it a little hard to see there.
Yeah, if you couldn't see, a bat hit Habkeinename, and like I explained, he was on 1 HP, so he instantly died.
So yeah, if it would have worked, I would have opened this chest, closed the menu as I opened it, and we would have been able to walk during the chest opening and "oh, I got it" animation. But these bats are kind of hard to see, and they are also fairly rarely right next to the chest, so that was a tad unlucky. Luckily, this game auto-saves on every major scene change. So we literally had an autosave a few seconds ago, not losing too much time in the process. Still a little bit annoying. Also, in this area right now, and in the next couple areas, there are a lot of graphical enhancements that make the 3D look even better, but we're just gonna grab the life bonus that allows us to randomly get health drops from the enemies. There is a specific reason other than just picking up takes time that we don't pick up these chests. Because with some of these graphic enhancements we would basically fix an issue that isn't there if we just stick with the lower graphics. So the plan is we stick to the lower graphics and are able to abuse a glitch later on. Plus set it up easily, because if you look closely, you actually can count the pixels on the screen right now. Because it actually is on the screen. Which is gonna come in handy for the same glitch I just mentioned.
So it might be hard to see, but there is a grid overlay which make it look like there are pixels on the screen.
So we're doing some more menu walkings to progress throughout the cutscenes, and this time I'm actually not gonna die before doing the trick. So when we opened this chest here, we stumbled into a trap room. By then closing the menu and walking back, we basically duped the enemies in here. Normally there would only be 3 bats, now there are 6. And after killing all 6, the reward chest actually spawns twice. And we can pick up 2 keys instead of just 1, which of course is going to be very handy in a dungeon that requires keys, because we basically have to grab 1 less later. Which isn't too far out of the way, but hey, if it's free lying around right here, who can blame us for doing it? Little detour down here to press another switch, get annoyed by a wizard, as always, and progressing through the labyrinth, where we're gonna keep the menu open again to skip the opening animation of another key, and that will also be the last key. Also, we hope that the bats won't annoy us too much in this area. There we go. I hate it when you stick on the way and then they're not even sticking around long enough to get killed. Whatever. Moving on. So you can see the basic style of this game. What we have to do, what is happening here already. There is one more major glitch to the menu that we won't exploit until a little bit later into the dungeon. Until then, we will see a good chunk more of menu walks. Because, I mean, free time save. Who would want to stare at something happening when you could instead just walk during it?
Yeah, so another menu walk is coming up to skip another trap room. Normally it would contain some skeletons which are harder to kill, but now we can just skip it. Also get
moonwalk.
Paris in the moonwalk, indeed.
And say hello to the second most annoying enemy in the game, the Armored Octorok. He can't take damage, he does take knockback though, but he often enough likes to just walk. Stick to one of the upper corners so we can't actually push him anywhere. 2 little switches, it doesn't matter, and the order doesn't matter. The first always spawns skeletons, the second always opens the door. And here's the second abuse of the menu, because during the menu open we actually have iframes. So you can see enemies still will attack, shoot fireballs, do whatever. They might even hit us, but we don't take any knockback, we don't take any damage as long as the menu is open, which is kind of nice. Saves us a little bit of time and effort, and especially will make the next segment a ton easier. But before that segment, trapdoors. Do I still remember the path? It is a pretty obvious path. It is. Oh boy. Talked too soon. Got trolled by a pond. It's fine. We have time. Alright, so this part is actually quite annoying.
What are you doing?
Controller? Controller! Okay, controller works.
I want it.
What the heck was that? Alright, this will make this a little harder. But yeah, this segment is quite easy if you have the menu to just block the damage from the things. This could be a bit more difficult now, because we have another trap room here filled with bats, skeletons, and
there
lizards.
There are quite a few monsters here, so will you be fine? Will you make it?
Good question, good question. We have the boss door key, but we will actually have to kill every enemy in here to get past. That is annoying.
You also didn't pick up the save point, so that would be a long walk.
That is very annoying, and we're back in the start. Yeah, sure, why not just go to the boss room right away?
Yeah, fair enough. That would make it easier.
So, upon collecting some essential items in the game will perform another autosave that will basically reset the entire dungeon except for the chest that you picked up. So we can just die there instead of having to fight all these monsters and head for the boss, which is one of the two most annoying fights in the game. This is Clink. He has 3 moves. He can spawn bats, he can shoot fireballs, and he has this little dash attack. He can't be hit. He's immune to damage. What you're supposed to do is stand next to the wall, hope that he dashes into the wall to paralyze himself, so we can hit him once. We need 6 hits total to kill him. And this is one of the fights that makes the game very annoying to grind out for good times, because as you can see, there is nothing I can do. He's just being annoying, doing everything but exactly what I want. This is, of course, very annoying. Few more. Yes, one more, please. Come on. Okay, that was a very annoying fight. Come on, give me the last hit. Okay, that is not what you want to see here. Alright, trapdoor boss room opens again. We go through here and get what was it called again? Claw's sword, which has a weird resemblance to another RPG hero sword, and the hardest skip of the game. Let's see. Pixel perfect setup. And
oh, you got it first try, nice.
Yep. It's not too hard once you get used to it. So, we just walked through a chest, which is possible by the lower graphics. With the lower graphics, this chest has 1 line of pixels where the collision is removed, and we can literally just walk through it. That chest contains 3D random encounters. And since we didn't pick it up, we won't get any random encounters throughout the rest of the game, which of course would be very annoying, because we had to get in there, and then we had to escape, then we had to wait until the screen goes back to color, etc, etc, etc. Very, very useful trick. And moving on, welcome to Ogai. We just wait till she moves out of the screen so we don't soft lock the game. And we're coming to another very weird glitch of the game. Zatura, would you like to explain it while I complete it?
Okay, yeah. So, coming up is what we call bomb skip. We have to get a bomb in this game to progress the game further. But normally you have to talk to, I think 5 people it is, or 6, but we managed to do it with 5. As you could see, we talked to a person that asked us if we want to play a card game, but we don't have any cards to play a card game with, so he leaves us with a text box which we can have open and also move around. And with that text box open, we can interact with different NPCs, having their text box open, and closing the old one will make us move again, because it unlocks our controls again. And juggling those text boxes around will, in the correct sequence, will make it so that we, in the end, unlock the bombs faster, strangely enough.
Yeah,
So hopefully he get this last one. Okay, he got it. So
messed up a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem here.
Yeah, let's hope it succeeded.
There was a patch a little while ago that actually changed a few values here that made it a little bit harder to get it right. So yeah, if it's done correctly and it wasn't sad, We would have played a cutscene here right now and then get teleported to the well again. Which basically would have just skipped this walk that I have to do right here, right now. It is a little bit unlucky, but yeah.
Yeah, so this is definitely one of the harder skips to perform because there are precise inputs. But yeah, you would have skipped 2 loading scenes and talking to this little kid.
So yeah, Karis comes back now, we get the bombs, she learned a new spell that actually can deal damage, so she actually is quite useful now for the rest of the game. And we're just heading back out the village, entering the Sacred Grove, which will introduce another neat mechanic in this game, just basically time travel, but in a cool way. So, to enter, bump to get the blocks out of the way. Boom. Menu protects us from damage. And... yeah,
so in this area, Heb is going to switch a lot between 2 different styles of RPG. One in 2D mode and one in 3D mode. With the 2D mode, the time travel.
Yeah. So yeah, basically we have 2 obstacles, one that can only be entered in each of the time zones. And yeah, the normal solutions would be to grab the bow right here. And we're gonna do a little bit of a lava boost to get back out. Even though technically that isn't a lava boost, but I still like to call it that. So, what we're supposed to do is go back in time, shoot an arrow over the fire on the right onto the tree so the tree burns. Instead we just do this, which is way more effective. So what happens is the game gets a little bit confused about our status when we start, when we have the menu open as the time change happens. So we are able to actually walk then. And the time change only then happens when we stop walking, which we can basically abuse to make the changes later and skip most of the puzzles. Switch back to my sword real quick, because I'm gonna need it to get rid of all the enemies that could potentially very much annoy me here. And yeah, you saw that statue and the 2 pits next to it. Our job right now is to light both of these pits with fire, by just shooting an arrow at them. And appear. Funnily enough though, hitboxes are wonky as heck. And we're able to just light the bottom one, which is basically... why did I do that? Which is basically just the second one. And we can just completely skip the first one by just shooting an arrow about here. To just
yeah, so this is another quirk with the lower graphics that makes it easier to hit that.
Everyone hates bats. Me specifically, because I do this room different than most others. So, we have a trap room here where we have a sacred artifact stored inside, and I'm already messing up big time. Oh my lord. Oh boy! Oh boy, this is gonna be this is gonna make for a fun sour knock. Okay, down. Skeletons luckily die instantly, and the hitboxes of the mages are bugged in a way that they remember even after teleporting away. So we just stand here, place a bomb, and after placing the bomb, just going out. So even if they teleport after after we've done the bomb, they just, yeah, move around still. Do I want to take a heal? I probably do want to. A city. So yeah, we just got the first half of this sacred amulet, which we need to unlock the Black Citadel, where the mighty evil that wants to destroy the land is housed at. And by just being there, yeah, we just need the 2 artifacts to actually access it. We are supposed to go back to Karis' uncle right now, who is also named Zit, by the way. Not Sid, he's spelled with a S, so it's a different name. Yeah, we're supposed to go to him, but we already know where the second amulet health is. It's in the ruins of Sarudnak, which will be a nice little Diablo 3 reference. But before we go there, I'm gonna take an extra heal, because HP are important. And then we're gonna use the same technique as with the bomb skip, the loose text box of the card player, to then just talk to the nurse and basically get a free heal and a free save wherever we want. Which will come very much in handy throughout the next area. Because as I said, it's referencing Diablo 3. We're gonna be surrounded by swarms of monsters. And we only have 12 hit points right now. So 12 hits and we'd be dead. So we will get an improved health bar in a second. Also, we get a character selection here where we take Karis. We get a larger health bar, but that one would be nearly empty by the time we get there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, not even close. And now it's full. Now the health bar is full. Picking up Smooth Lighting, or Ambient Light here. Smooth Lighting is one further. Because on Legendary Edition, if you don't grab Ambient Light, the game will actually crash a little bit on. And we're just making our way through the entire area. There's a lot to actually find here. There is a good amount of cards, stars, which are the generic collectible of the game. There is some world map and an area map in here. Some fun things like a kill counter, or kill streak announcer basically, so whenever we kill more than one enemy we get texts flashing up on the screen with like monster kill. Stuff like that. Typical stuff. And we're just moving on. We're keeping the safe to actually speed up the boss a little. And maybe to already explain why we took Karis, one of the other chests we took early was combo. We now have a 3-hit combo that we can perform. And of course, these types of combos get stronger with every hit we do. Karis' magic combo, though, is a little bit bugged. In a way that her first hit actually hits the enemy twice, instead of just once like it's supposed to. That thing does about 300 damage every time it happens. So that is just a massive damage increase when we just double that damage. Also, very, very hard boss if you don't know that his fireballs can't pierce through gravestones. His claws still can, but if you have good enough health, then you can just stand behind a gravestone here, chip him down till he's dead, and we're happy. Until he's finally dead. And there he goes. Moving on, something happened somewhere, and this is actually the last time this will happen. We're progressing over here, where we are gonna grab the second amulet half right now. Skip the animation with the text boxes we still have from the Lich King, or Undead King, and grab the town portal. So, next up, we're gonna buy some potions. Because healing is gonna be important for the next bit. Because now we're going up against the ultimate evil in the Black Citadel. So, just for general RPG fans under you, as I said, our main character is called Clink. We have Claude's sword, and our teammate is named Karis. So, who could be the bad guy? Who could be the bad guy, I wonder? Well,
I think that can only be one.
To unveil it, there he is, the ultimate evil. It's Sephiroth! Without the iconic theme. Right, welcome to the first Sephiroth fight, and he already hits over 26. Bad start. Gimmick of this fight is we have to deal 200 points of damage to him to activate his phase 2, basically. Which we will just need to finish the fight. Our main damage dealer in this fight will actually be Karis, as her new crystal spell does very good damage against him. Not liking his damage rolls. He gets a lot of high rolls in right now. Will mean a lot of heals on my end, especially since he just focuses Karas all the time. I'm actually not sure if I should heal her right now or not, because I think 29 could actually be a range. Still gonna go with it though. We're actually gonna put in one heal with Karas real quick to make that up. Don't want to die in this fight because it's very slow. More healing. And yeah, if the host would want to say something, you have a little bit till this fight's over, because there's nothing much happening.
All right. Well, I do have a bunch of things to say. Firstly, we have a $50 donation coming in from Golden Devil 1711 without a comment. But still, thank you very much for your $50. Yeah, we also have a bunch of incentives that you can go to. Yeah, that your donations can go towards. One we have coming. Yeah, one of the ones that is coming up soon is the Austria Ascending incentives coming up in roughly 12 hours. To watch the second part of the Fruitless cutscene. The earlier incentive was met earlier, so to watch the second part, we're currently sitting on $60, and we need 75, so that's $15 left. That we need. There's also Petting the Dog in Rainbow Billy, Curse of the Leviathan, which is it has no donations at the moment, and it needs 100 to be met. And there's also the an incentive for the Good Job run on Sunday to play in colorblind mode. $50 to meet that incentive. And yeah, back to you, or can I say more things?
Nah, I'd like to go back, because the fight actually went by a little bit faster than expected. We had decent damage rolls. So, a lot of things happened. We went down to the 200 damage threshold. He started just popping a Kamehameha on us, killing us, which is actually an avoidable thing. You can actually level high enough to have it not kill you. And also then, after that, he just straight up murdered Karas. Which, of course, is terrible. She actually is permanent right now, even though if the menu says she's still there, she is actually permadeath. We saw a long, annoying death sequence, and now she's gone. And yeah, after that unlocked our superpowers to summon the almighty Babamoot. There he is. Who is a summon that we have every 10 minutes from now on if we were to continue the game. And he always does the exact damage, the exact health that the enemy still has in damage. So, with Karas dead, Sephiroth retreated to the mana tree, which we can only reach over the Skyway, so we go back to her uncle Zit, and the townfolks are kind of divided. They're like, oh no, we're all gonna die, we're all doomed, oh yeah, you will save us, you're our hero. And then Zit just gives us his airship. And yeah, get ready on time as well, as we are on the final fight already. Was a good run. A little bit here and there that went bad. But yeah, final fight, 3 phases. First phase, Amor phase. And 1, and 2, and go. We just use our movement to manipulate his hands to be in a certain way. Each hand needs 10 hits to be dead. And then we move into phase 2.
Yeah, so this boss fight has 3 phases actually. Indeed, this first phase with his hands, the second phase with you have to run around him to hit a ball, and then the last phase, which is Sephiroth himself again. This first part isn't too hard. Second part you can optimize a little bit if you're fast enough, and the third part is just completely RNG again. So we're onto the second phase now. Hab has to hit this pink ball. You can hit it twice if you're fast enough. We also have encountered instances of hitting it 3 times, but that's very unlikely. It needs 4 hits in total, so with 2 hits you'll completely destroy it, and then we are onto the last phase, which is Zephyros himself again.
Yeah, first fight, little hiccup, didn't get one hand in perfect 4th cycle, had to go for a 5th one there. Second phase just went well, and now third phase, as mentioned already, complete RNG. He will shoot balls at us, blues and red ones. The blues we ping pong back to him, 4 hits till he's dead. Complete RNG in which order he spawns the balls. He is the second boss that is very annoying in this game. If you're PB hunting, that's 2 hits. After the 4th hit, he will fly into the middle, have a little bit of dialogue, and after that dialogue is skipped through. It is time. That is hit number 3, so yeah, get ready on time. And there is number 4. Flying to the middle, text boxes, and time.
But yeah, overall a great run. Sadly not a PD for Hab.
54 on my timer. I mean, okay, bomb skip, bad RNG here and there. I can live with it. Everything that's sub 35 in a marathon setting by now, personally, I'm just happy with. The game is a lot of fun to play casually. I can just recommend. I can't recommend it enough. The game that I can recommend even more somehow, though, is Evoland 2, which I tried to get into the marathon, but sadly didn't find the time to actually get back into it, because that one I actually do need to de-rust, because I haven't done it as many times as this one. Yeah, a few shoutouts to Zatura. Came in at some point during a little war a friend of mine and I had. Took world record, was the first person to sub 31 this game, was the first person and only person right now to sub 30 the game. If you're maybe interested after this to maybe look into the speedrun of it. We do have an own speedrunning Discord for it. Sadly, we have to say it still, though, it's not the friendliest game to get into, though, as we don't really have any guides at all. We do have 1 or 2 that aren't really too beginner-friendly, though, that some people made on their own. But in general, the game is not very hard. I personally, back in the day, learned it from watching Cruel run it at Battlelux Speedrunner Gathering once, and then just adapted as much as I could from just seeing it once to just run it myself. And yeah, many things came up in between. The game is also cheap. Keys go for $1 or $2 at the moment, so I can't recommend this enough. Legendary Edition is great. Evoland 2 is even greater. I hope that I actually will have that ready and be allowed to run that if we ever get a second event. And yeah, that would be it from my end. Hope you enjoyed the run. Zatura, any finishing words?
No. Great run. Indeed, pick up the game even as a tribute to all the RPGs in the past, because it makes a great one to them. Great run. Have a nice event, everyone.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of the event. Still a lot to come. And have a good one.
Right then, thank you Habkeinename for this run